start?
Start?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
My topic is about, as you know, stereotypes. In general, I'm a victim of stereotypes. This is my university, which is one of prestigious school in Korea. So many people expect me to have a special ability or characteristics such as a smart, diligent, you name it, but my nature goes against people's expectation. For example, I'm so lazy that I skipped my many times more than I can count, and my GPA is not as good as many average students. And when I was in military service, I made so many mistakes that made my boss get angry. Sometimes I felt very stressed and very hurtful when I confronted people's high expectation or stereotypes. If you type the words stereotype and hurtful on Google, you can see the number of the results are estimated about 4 million. So topics we're going to take a look at are two things. First one is why the stereotypes exist, why people are vulnerable to stereotypes, and why the stereotypes are unavoidable. And the other thing is how we can deal with stereotypes if they are the things that we have to tackle. So here's a question for you. This is a meeting of 1,000 people. We know 995 people are lawyers, and the other 5 people are engineers. We get to meet one of those people picked randomly. His name is Jack. He has 4 children. He likes sailing and mathematical puzzles, and he has no interest in political issues or social issues. So is Jack a lawyer or engineer? Here's another question. Imagine this is the lung of a patient who has cancer. How old is he or she? Nico, do you think about this question?
How old?
Yes.
50.
50. And Jack, how about Jack?
40 something.
40 something? No. Is Jack a lawyer or an engineer?
Lawyer.
Lawyer, okay. And Riho?
He is lawyer.
Lawyer?
And this one?
Sure? Yes.
How old?
60 something. Yeah.
How about Jin?
I've already knew answer.
Karen?
Because you said he's not interested in politics,
Yes.
I think he's an engineer.
Oh, yes.
That's my stereotype.
Yes.
And yeah, lung cancer, same, like 60, 70 something.
60 or
Yeah.
70 something. Yeah. The answers don't matter. You just try to remember the process of a decision you made. And so I'm going to deal with a why question. I did some research yesterday on the internet. So I found 3 reasons why the stereotypes are beyond our control. First reason is that we fail to detect a conflict between stereotypical response and a more reasoned response. It seems a little bit tricky, but it means when you disregard stereotype, the brain, specific area of brain become active when you disregard a stereotype. The second reason is that it's very similar to the first one. It says we fail to suppress the tempting stereotypical response. So it means it's a very unconsciously working of the brain in charge of stereotype. So last reason is that it's very simple. The stereotypes can save us a lot of time and energy. So it has to do with efficiency of brain and energy. So let's go back to the case of 1000 lawyer. So when you hear the question about Jack, your brain stereotypes detector starts to work. No matter how responsive you are, whether you answer stereotypically or rationally, regardless of these things, your brain starts to work unconsciously. So your stereotypes, as a result, starts to work. So if you try to activate conscious monitoring system, you can come to a conclusion that Jack is a lawyer based on possibility. But otherwise, if you have difficulty rejecting stereotypes, you can come to a conclusion that Jack is an engineer. So my next step is how we can deal with stereotypes if the stereotypes are inevitable. So according to the article, they say we need more awareness and control with curiosity. But I think this is not the solution for people who are bombarded with like a wrong perception. This is the solution for white people against black people who suffer from a seriously wrong perception. So my solution is that we need humor and joke. Like Chihiro's TED, right? Chihiro's TED, the speaker told us about we need humor. Humor takes the truth and humor twists what it knows and given pleasure to life. I forgot. And so I'm going to introduce one movie. It's a kind of job stereotype. What's the stereotype of job?
Stereotype of job?
Yes.
Like for example, if the person if the person is professor or
Yes.
something, I think his thinking is not flexible. Yeah.
My stereotype about the job is very tiring and boring. So I have to go to work every day, which is really tiring and bad. But I'm going to introduce one movie which is very funny and which is one of my favorites. So let's take a look at the video, and after that we discuss more. So watch consciously about the idea he have about the job.